Welcome to Testing Units. So today we are going to discuss about MSTest framework. So, and what are we going to discuss? That is brief introduction to MSTest, benefits of using MSTest in our testing framework, and step-by-step guide to setting up MSTest in our Visual Studio, and examples of MSTest cases. And I'll show you how the test cases can be created by using MSTest. Let's go ahead. So here I am opening Visual Studio 2022, which I have already installed. Yeah, so when you open the Visual Studio 2022, you can find this homepage and click on Create a New Project. And inside the project, here in the programming language, select C Sharp as a programming language. And here, the list of projects type, it is displaying here. In that, you can select test. Here, once you select test, you will get a lot of projects like MSTest, NUnit, XUnit, the Playwright, etc. etc. So now I'm going to select MSTest project. Once I select MSTest project and I click on next, and here it will show one page where we need to mention project name, solution name, and the location where we want to save our project. First, uh, I want to save my location, that is here. I want to save one folder called first project. Yeah, once I click on, once I rename the project name and I'm selecting the folder, and here in the project name, I'm mentioning renaming as my first project, and the solution might be anything. And I rename it as my first solution. Once I renamed both project and solutions and I click on next, and finally I have to click on create. Once you click on create, it automatically opens the Visual Studio with the project. See, we have selected first solution and first project, and as you know, inside the project, what we have selected, we have selected MSTest. That's why it is showing MSTest adapter and MSTest framework. MSTest adapter uh, uh, helps us to execute our test cases, and MSTest framework helps to create our uh, framework. Yeah, so you can find the same thing inside the dependencies as well. Click on the packages, you can find what we are seeing over here. The same thing, you can find it over. So now click on unit test one, which is the default class which we got it. And here I want to rename this unit test one, so which is not looks good like unit test one. It doesn't make sense. That's why I rename it my first test. And here it is asking, hey, you want to rename at line number 4 as well? I said yes. So automatically it will rename. And coming to my test case, so my test case is verify that I have two integers, and that two integers, I can add those two integers and I can print the result, and I can subtract those two integers and I can print the results. So this is my test case. Let's see how I can execute. And coming to the title, title here I can see verify that user can add or subtract integers. Here, let's say this is my test case title. I'm renaming it. Verify that user can add and subtract integers. Now, int a is equal to 10, int b is equal to 20, and here int c is equal to a plus b. And the next step I'm having is I can print the result, right? Here, I want to print the result. Console is the class and write line is the method, and here I'm writing it. Sum of two integers is 6. Okay, and after that I can subtract a minus b, and again I'm printing it. Console dot write line difference of two integers is 6. Okay, let's execute. Now, how to execute the test case? There are two ways. First, we can go the easiest way. So here you can find in the menus the test. Click on the test. You can find the option called Test Explorer. Once you click on the Test Explorer, you will get one Explorer over here, and you can find your test case. Verify that user can add or subtract. So right click on the test and run. See what is the result? The sum of two numbers is 30. The difference of two numbers is minus 10. Okay. So now this is called MS test, creating a simple test case.